The following program is brought to you in living color on NBC.
Well, howdy there, Pipe Pals. Hope you're all doing well. Well, it's just about, you've heard of, Lent is coming up this 1st of March. And let me see if I can just get this up just a little bit more just in case it's, there we go, that should be fine. Okay, so Lent is coming up. It's instead of Fat Tuesday, today it's Fat Monday. And so, got lots of things I want to talk to you about. Now you're probably saying, but you don't have a pipe. You don't have what's going on with this? Is this a pipe video? What is this? What's going on here? Now you might notice that I've got a nice thing of Starbucks coffee here. And there's a reason I'm going to talk about this, and we're going to talk about some other things. And probably why I don't have a pipe right this moment. Now, that's going to be remedied. That way remedied. Okay, in my last video, I shared with you all that had a setback with the fitness and weight loss kind of my recovery thing as far as weight loss and fitness goes. And and a few of you have been really kind and tried to, encourage me not to be discouraged, and I really appreciate all those comments. And some people were just, hey, you took a little vacation from it, and and now you can, decide you can get back. And to some extent that's true, and I'm happy to say, I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a moment. That's true. But I just wanted to, first of all, just say thank you to those of you who have sent me little missives of encouragement. It was really nice to get those. So let me go ahead and kind of fill you in what's going on. It's been, I've got 5 days in this new regime here. Here's what's been going on. Back in December, I wasn't feeling that great. And again, let me just, before I get any further down this rabbit hole, just let you know that as of today, there's nothing serious, there's nothing wrong. But I had been feeling really, really fatigued and tired. I saw my doctor 3 weeks ago, but I had been just before I kind of went off the diet. I was for a number of weeks, I just wasn't feeling good, and I'm going, I'm doing all this stuff that I'm supposed to be doing, I thought, and it just wasn't working anymore. And so I guess I just, like a lot of us, you kind of scratch your head and you say, well, this doesn't seem to be working, and I'm putting in all this effort for anyway. The long and the short of it is that I just basically gave myself over to just standard American diet, good old sugar and salt and lots of goodies. Stuff I hadn't eaten in probably about a year at least. And most of the time I could have a small little, one of those little relapse binges without any real problems. But this kind of began to snowball out of control. And I just started, not doing the exercise anymore, and going to McDonald's. I think last Monday, it was President's Day, and I found myself in a McDonald's parking lot, and I felt kind of ashamed about that. Now, don't get me wrong, Mickey D's is a fun place to be, and but the problem is, when you really, I guess after a certain age, you just can't, your body doesn't forgive you when you eat that kind of food. It's just, and again, you've heard saw my other earlier videos in the last few years of my transformation and kind of losing all that weight. And anyway, so the last 2.5 months have been a real struggle. And but I am happy to say, because I told somebody, they actually sent me a little message today, and I said actually it was kind of a good, I call it a eucatastrophe. It was a good thing. It was a good calamity, if you will. And I'll tell you why. Because the last few days, I just have really been feeling just really bad. And I started getting concerned that maybe, after all of the, my previous years as a young person eating all of the bad food, and kind of then just having a little stint of eating bad food for the last month and a half, I started thinking, stint. Maybe there's something going on here. Maybe I need to think about coronary artery disease. Anyway, long story short, I woke up one morning literally and I said, well, wasn't there a book called Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease by a guy named Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn? Well, that's true, and there is, and he's still, I think he's probably in his late 80s, and anyway, he's still alive and quite an interesting fellow. He was premiered in a movie called Forks Over Knives. Maybe some of you have seen that one. Anyway, I digress. But anyway, but I did wake up and I found another book which has an audio book. I like to listen when I drive and sometimes when I go to sleep. And I found another book by a guy named Dr. Joel Fuhrman, who's also kind of in the same camp as Dr. Esselstyn. And long story short, it's called, what is the book called? How to fight or something about reverse. It's sort of like reversing heart disease. Yeah, fighting heart disease or something like that, the name of the book. Anyway, so it's like a 7-hour book on audio tape, on whatever that audio service is. Anyway, long story short, so I got the book and I started listening to it. And, if you've watched a lot of my videos in the last few years, again, as I've been going through health and fitness, I've really been trying to wrestle with the two philosophies, of the high carb, low fat, low carb, high fat diet, and also known as the paleo diet, probably also used to be known as the Atkins diet kind of thing. And basically, to be honest, that diet actually did work surprisingly well when it came to fat loss, when weight loss. And it got me down from 270 down to 175. I almost lost 100 pounds that first 16 months. I came really close, and I still would like to at least get under into that original goal if I can. But anyway, so I've been really interested in health and fitness, and I've watched a lot of videos, and I've done a lot of reading, and I've done a lot of experimenting with myself. Experiment of one. Anyway, the long story short is that I found this book by Dr. Joel Fuhrman, How to Fight Heart Disease or Coronary Artery Disease, something like that. And anyway, but again, he's in the same camp as Dr. Esselstyn. And basically, I'm here to say that I've had to seriously reevaluate my not only my fitness but my health. I'm 60 now, turned 60 a couple months ago, and one of the things that I realized that I am certainly a person who I haven't had any ultrasounds to determine like my arteries and see how blocked they are, but I'm having I have a sneaking suspicion that there's some blockage going on, because I get really lightheaded. I'm really fatigued all the time. If I bend over and I bend up really quick, I get really dizzy. Now, the last few days things have maybe improved just slightly, but I'll tell you why. But the thing is that so when I woke up one morning and I said maybe I need to be really honest with myself and say, hey, look, maybe it's my diet that's just really all wrong. Okay, so as many of you know, I have kind of railed against, maybe not railed, I don't think I've actually railed against vegans. In fact, one of the guys that I like to watch, that guy in Scotland, Don Bauer, he's a vegan. What does he call himself? A promoter, I guess, or he's a pro-vegan. He calls himself pro-vegan because he knows that the more he learns more about quote-unquote true veganism, he doesn't measure up because he likes honey and some other things that vegans eschew, I guess. But anyway, but again, I'm very interested in that whole argument, that whole dialectic, that discourse, the arguments for and against veganism and an omnivore-based diet. Now, so up until recently, I have been, pretty much a paleo guy, and doing pretty good with that. But again, I wasn't feeling good after a while, and so after I've been reevaluating a plant-based diet, and that's what I guess I'll say. Basically, I have not converted to veganism, but I certainly am going down the road of being plant-based. Now, you might say, well, what's the difference? Well, I think one is more politically aligned and the other one is more interested in your health, and for good reasons. So after reading Dr. Joel Fuhrman's book and kind of revisiting some of the things that Dr. Esselstyn has said, I just decided that, okay, on Friday, today is Monday, so it's been like 4 days, I'm going to give it a shot because one of the things I ran into when I did try to eat a little more quote-unquote vegan-ish or vegetarian-ish, it just left me super hungry all the time. So anyway, but I'm just having to realize that there's going to be some sacrifices that I'm going to have to make. One of those is this elixir of the gods right here. Now I've had this tempting me for the last 18 hours, and I've decided that one of the things that these people say, you really got to give up caffeine. And this has been one of the hardest things in my life. Talk about true addiction. I don't know if this is as addicting as alcohol was, but it's got to be like right up there, super, super close, maybe a millimeter away from it. But anyway, I know right now I've got that horrible caffeine headache. It kind of ebbs and flows. And I know that if I take a big slug of this within 5 minutes, I'm going to feel fantastic. I'm going to feel out of this world. And so I left it. I said, well, I'll just dump that this morning because I said, okay, I've got 3 days. I got 4 days now into this whole new eating regime. It's all plant-based. It's probably the strictest diet that I will ever do. And if it doesn't kill me, it will make me super healthy. But it's not only just giving up meat, but it's giving up oil, dairy, sugar, salt, and caffeine. Those are my 5 favorite food groups, basically, by the way. And so anyway, I know that you have to go through withdrawal to get to health. You got to go through the kind of the purgatory of withdrawal. Some people say the hell of withdrawal. But if you're strong and you kind of gut it out, eventually you start to feel a whole lot better. And so, I kind of did that with the fast food the first time, 3.5, 4 years ago, and getting rid of all that junk for the first few years. That's how I lost all that weight and introduced the fasting and the exercise. So it works. And even in the early stages, I was aware of Dr. Esselstyn and again, veganism and vegetarianism and all the other people on the other side of the paleo argument. But part of me just kind of, I don't know if it was like yes, I love my hamburgers and I love my chicken and I love all that stuff. And I don't think there's anything wrong with eating animals morally. Although, now that I'm going plant-based and I have to get rid of all of the animal products in my house, one of the big questions is, what do I do with that animal product over there? I have to think about that one. Okay. Because, if you're going to go plant-based, you got to get rid of all animal products. Yeah. So, I don't know what I'm going to do about my kitty cat. Anyway, I think she's an animal. Yeah. But anyway, so so here we are. Let's see. Some of the times I would share with you what I was eating in my Paleolithic dietary regime, and so this is no different now. I'm going to share with you what I had this morning for a late breakfast, early lunch. I think I had this about 10:30 in the morning, and what you see there is a really big salad. Now, there's no secret about salads, although there are some things that you've got to have with the salad to make it. Because here's the thing that I'm convinced of now. Okay. Do I think eating meat is bad and immoral and everything? No. Do I even think that meat is cancer causing? Actually, no. But I think, you have to listen very carefully to what people say. They will say, Dr. Furman, Dr. Esselstyn will say that it's cancer promoting. Doesn't say that it causes cancer, but it promotes. There's kind of a difference. There's a subtle difference there. But they won't come right out and say it actually is cancer causing, but it promotes cancer. Okay, those are two different things. But what they did say, and what really makes sense to me, is that all of the anti-cancer fighting properties of green plants and vegetables, and I guess some fruits and nuts, those are the things that that really make me sit up and take notice. All the antioxidants in healthy vegetables and good organic vegetables. Okay. The problem is with meat and dairy. Now we know all the junk food, that's just pure poison, especially if it's sugar and excess salt. But meat and dairy does not have any anti-cancer fighting properties. Now that got my attention. I think that's scientifically, that's verifiable. That's true. But the plants and the vegetables, and some of the again, legumes. I went on a diet about 10 years ago where I lost quite a bit of weight. Didn't lose a lot. I didn't lose as much as I did the last time, but I lost quite a significant amount. It was all basically a bean diet, and I really liked that diet. I really felt really good eating that way, but I lost the book, and but lo and behold, Dr. Furman, his whole regimen is based on plants and beans and seeds. Okay, basically that's it, and some fruits. And so anyway, there you see that salad there, and it's just made up of, well, it's got all sorts of goodies there. It's got, let's see, I have to remember this because I'm doing this from memory, but it's got arugula, I think, and spinach, and it's got tomatoes, it's got beans, black beans, it's got onions, it's got mushrooms, it's got peppers. I put in 3 types of seeds and nuts, and then I put okay, now you're probably saying, yeah, but you put a dressing on it, and that makes it bad. Well, no, the dressing was made out of red hummus and a little bit of tahini with apple cider vinegar, but no oil. No oil. Got that? No oil. Okay? And that's okay. And so anyway, I've been eating like this now for the last 4 days. I also have a little a bean stew that goes with that. And I'll tell you what, now one of the things that have always was a problematic thing with the vegetarian / vegan / plant-based approach was it always left me hungry. Now, I had that meal at 10:30 and now it's almost 6 o'clock. So that's what, almost, let's see. Well, it'd almost be 8 hours. So, well, if it's 6:30, it would be 8 hours, 10:30 to 6:30. So I normally don't go that long with those vegan type meals. They always left me hungry within 2 hours. I was ravenous. Now I'm surprised, and in fact, I only ate half the salad. I'm going to try to eat the other half tonight for dinner. I have 1 cup of that bean stew, and that filled me up. I mean, it just filled me up. I was done. I was done. So one of the things that they say that happens is that you don't overeat when you eat this way, because you can't. Now, I have to be honest. The food is not as exciting. Now you can do some homework, and you can make some sauces, healthy sauces that make the vegetables a lot more palatable, more tasty. There are other ways you can make your vegetables. You can even roast them a little bit. You can steam them. There's a whole variety of stuff that you can do to make the diet very palatable and very doable. But the reason why I'm doing it is not for taste. In fact, I want to be liberated from the tyranny of the taste buds. I wrote that in a little piece of paper after, my last fall and eating goodies that I really, they taste good. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Now, as a person who has recently relapsed from Mickey D's, I'm a Mickey D-aholic. Those burgers and fries, oh, man, do they taste good. They taste fantastic. I got to be honest. It's like drugs. But I know that eating that way for the last 6 weeks to almost 2 months just really did my body a real injury. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm on this new plant-based, not vegan, but plant-based. I know it's a kind of a what's the word that I'm looking for? I'm a little fuzzy still. It's semantics. I realize, but for me, the plant-based approach does seem to make sense. And now we just have to see if we can do it. It takes about, they said, about 6 weeks before you begin to really feel the full benefits of it. It's going to take some time. So, but if I can, go through Lent starts on Wednesday, and if I can just, take it one day at a time, I think I'll be okay. I think my health will get better. I'm really hoping it will. So anyway, I just want to give you guys an update on that. Now, 2 things I want to just share with you. Even though I've been kind of going through some really, some difficult times. Now, again, these are, compared to other people who have real serious problems, these are nothing. These are nothing, and I realize that. But for me, I've been really involved in really getting healthy and staying that way. And when it started kind of falling apart a bit, it kind of got me very nervous. So anyway, but as a result of that, I was kind of depressed a little bit. But the last couple of days, I've had some unexpected, good old-fashioned human kindness that has absolutely surprised the socks off of me. Now, I have a dentist, and I won't go into all the reasons why my dentist is far, far away, but I drive at least several hours to see my dentist because he's that good. And my hygienist, they're both that good. And so 4 years ago or 5 years ago, they moved into a new office. And so they decorated the office, and they had some really interesting things in that office. And for some reason, I took a liking to this, this little wooden thing right here. And for some reason, it just really captivated my eye, and I just liked it an awful lot. And so I asked the lady, I said, she had said, oh, I bring those in from my home, all the stuff I really don't want or really need in my house. And I said, hey, would you be willing to, can I buy that off of you? And so she said, oh, yeah, I don't know if I want to sell it, she said, but she goes, you like that? And I said, yeah, I just think, I don't know what it is about it, but I like that, Anyway, long story short, so that was like 4 years ago. So I went down for my cleaning last week. And so I was talking to this, she's the receptionist gal, and so we were just talking, and there's some changes going on. I think she's kind of getting ready to retire. and they brought in a new staff person, and so I just, I just like my dentist office. I mean, when I grew up, kids were afraid of the dentist, and but I like my dentist, and I kind of like hanging out there sometimes. So anyway, so I had to go to I said, excuse me, can I use the restroom before I leave? Because they knew I have a 2-hour drive back home. So as I came out, she had that on the counter. She goes, you know what? I want to give this to you. I said, what? She goes, several years ago, you mentioned that you really liked this. And she goes, I'm kind of getting rid of some things now and I'm just going to, but I can let go of it now. And would you like it? I know you really liked it. And I said, wow, thank you. That was so nice. So I got this thing, and I told her I'd put it on my dining room table, and there it is. Well, last week, I guess it was Friday, again, I wasn't feeling all that great, and I had a lot of appointments, and I got a message that there was a box for me in the office. And I said, well, who's it from? And they mentioned the name, and I have to say I wasn't quite familiar with the name. Although I thought, I go, I wonder if it could be one of the pipe guys that might have sent me something. Because sometimes I get, you guys out there who watch my corny videos, every now and then somebody sends me a little something, and it's kind of like, well, okay, that's nice. They send me a, hey, I've tried this tobacco, I don't like it, so they give it to me. Or, I found this busted pipe, and I thought maybe you could do something with it. Okay, all right. So anyway, I didn't open the box on Friday because I had a lot of appointments, and I thought, well, Monday might be one of those kind of, it was supposed to be raining and everything, and I said, well, maybe I'll just leave it till Monday because it's safe in my office, and then it gives me something to look forward to. So sure enough, the box was sitting there on my desk, and I had a few people I needed to talk to, and so then I said, well, I've got some other things I'm going to do. I'm going to take this box, and I'll see you guys later. So went back over to the house, and it's heavy. And let me just say this, it's heavy. It's very, very heavy. And I didn't know what to think of this because I'm just thinking, well, okay, I don't know this individual personally. I kind of recognized the name, I thought, as being somebody who's made a few comments on some of my videos. Thank you for that. And but anyway, so I said, well, I'm just going to open it up and see what's in here. And, you never know what's going to, so then I opened this box. And let me just kind of pan down here. Let me just show you what we got here. I opened this box, this afternoon, and just look at what's inside here. Look at what's inside here. It's a whole tobacco store. It's an absolute... Now I have to tell you, the thing that's so amazing about this, boys and girls, is these are not opened tins. These are brand new, unopened tins. Can you believe that? And this box, again, I'm going to show you here in just a second, is absolutely chock full. It's like Christmas. It's like, oh my gosh, look at this. And not only are these like just tins of tobacco, they're things that, for example, I've always wanted to try Presbyterian mixture. And every time I would go to the Briar Patch, they would be out. And I just thought, well, one of these days, And actually, I was down at the Briar Patch not too long ago. Didn't have it, but so here's Presbyterian mixture. Here's some I have never tried before. Uncle Tom's. That looks like something I might want to try. Solani, flake. These are all premium things. Look, here is I just noticing St. Bruno flake. Look at that. And these are unopened. These are brand new tins. Oh, here's a Rat Trays Sterling flake. I've heard about this. I've never had it. It's just incredible. The thing is, it's like a tobacco store. I mean, I could open up a tobacco store with all of this. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm a bit reticent to to mention. I'm gonna take a chance here. I'm going to mention his first name only. I hope you don't mind. You didn't tell me I can't. I was very careful not to show the address. But again, what an amazing, what prompted this dear person to do this? Okay, so basically, I'm just going to read the letter, and he just, very, very, very kind of formal, but it was like, wow, it really made my day. He said, "Dear Father," he says, "hope this note finds you doing well and feeling better. I really enjoy watching your pipe videos on YouTube. They are most assuredly a highlight to my day. Keep them coming." Wow, that's praise indeed. And see, a small token, that's hyperbole, small token of appreciation. Please find enclosed a sampling of tobaccos from me to you to keep you puffing away. Also, I remembered, and this, again, when you think you couldn't get any more, there's something else in here, and I haven't opened it yet. Because although I did open the box, I should have done a real genuine box opening. But when I got to this part here, he said, it says something, "I remember from one of your videos that you really liked one day a Boswell pipe. Well, laugh out loud, that day has arrived." And I guess he actually talked to the J.M. Boswell to make a pipe for me. I'm really, I'm speechless. And so, but I haven't opened that yet. I haven't seen this pipe yet. So what I'd like to do, and again, I'm just going to say thank you, Tim. Thank you very, very much. I am overwhelmed at your kindness, your thoughtfulness, and your generosity. I mean, just absolutely amazing. So, okay, so there's a pipe in here somewhere. Oh, I see it. I see it. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Maybe, I don't know if I can tilt this down, get this to working. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Is that working? Okay. Okay. Maybe that'll work there. Okay, but there's a pipe here. Wild Wilderness pipe tobacco. Never tried that one before. Now, some of these brands are GLPs. Okay. All right. But here is the pipe in question. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Man, there's an awful lot of wonderful pipe blends here. Wow. I'm still looking. Okay. Wow. I'm just absolutely incredible. And then you threw in some, okay. So I don't know what that is. That must be a plug. That must be a plug. It feels like a plug. Ready? It says ready rubbed. Nope, I was right. It's a plug. But it also is Mick McQuaid. I'm tempted. Wow. Oh my gosh. What an absolutely thoughtful gift. Okay. Okay, so let's get back to the here. Hopefully that's working now. Okay, so here we are. Man, a J.M. Boswell. Man. Okay, so it's got a little tape there. I wonder if I can just break the seal. Should get a knife. Should get a little knife there. Yeah, let's see if I can just gently peel it back. Yeah, that it looks like it's going to work now. Okay, great. Okay. So, yep, it's a J.M. Boswell, all right. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys can see this or not. I'm trying to do it justice. Again, J.M. Boswell. Great tobaccos, of course. You know I've said a lot of that good stuff about J.M. Boswell. Can't go wrong there. Good old pipe cleaners and a Gita Slam. My brother used to call it a Gita Slam. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just overwhelmed. I am totally overwhelmed. Oh wow. Look at, oh, whoa. Oh my gosh. Wow. Is it a removable? Okay, well, that's okay. I mean, sometimes these calabash, does that say 221B Baker Street? I mean, look at this beautiful, beautiful. I mean, It's a tortoiseshell pipe. It's a tortoiseshell pipe. That's what my cat is. It's a tortoiseshell cat. Look at that. That is absolutely 100% gorgeous. Oh, man. Tim, I cannot... words escape me. I tell you. I mean, I feel so good right now. I almost want to celebrate and just drink this. Drink this with this new pipe. I am now again. I probably will. I will smoke this. I am probably going to enjoy this. Oh, and it's so substantial, and it feels great in your hand. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is. Look at that stem. Oh, this is a work of art. Oh, a J.M. Boswell. Oh my goodness. Signed. Look at that. Signed, J.M. Boswell. Look at that. Well, again, all I can say is thank you. I can only say thank you. And that just seems so, so weak. But wow, I'm going to enjoy that. It's almost telling me, yeah, piping a cup of coffee. Oh. Okay, howdy there, pipe pals. How are you doing? Okay, it's yours truly, Holy Smoking Pipe Padre. Okay, now I know this video has gone on quite a bit, but I am really excited about giving this a try. And so I've got a couple of ones that I wanted to try. So I'll be back in just a moment, okay? So let me do that. Well, howdy there, pipe pals, I'm back. Wow, okay. Well, I have been wanting to try, for the longest time, Presbyterian mixture. I've heard so much about this wonderful blend. In fact, the guy who actually got me started on YouTube, old Tom from My Monk's Vlog, Tom, did a review of this, and I was always intrigued by it. But I also have to be honest with you and tell you that another classic tin that I've always wanted to try. Hold on just a second. Can't resist, guys. You have to forgive me for a bit of weakness here. Well, I kind of fooled you a little bit. I took out all the coffee and put in some decaf rooibos tea, or red bush tea. It's a decaffeinated herbal tea. But it's still pretty flavorful. Okay. Just so I have a little bit of fun with you guys. Okay, so, but another one that I've been wanting to try for years and years and years, is this one here. When I saw this one, my heart kind of danced a bit. Plum cake. And let me tell you, those who have never tried this one, this is amazing. It smells so wonderful. Let me just show you how cakey. It is just absolutely. But oh, I'm going to probably keep this one in the refrigerator with all my other my plant-based stuff here. And I sure wish you could smell that. Oh, it's divine. It is divine. Plum cake. And I'm telling you what, it is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. So again, I wanted to get on here and just say thank you to Tim. This Boswell pipe, I'm not at all surprised. Smokes extremely well. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I guess that goes like that. That goes like that. There we go. Okay, so anyway, that is going to be a little treat that I maybe have on Sundays during Lent. But wow, smoke's as smooth as silk. Wow, no tongue bite whatsoever. So I didn't open the Presbyterian mixture. I'm going to wait a while on that one. But I definitely, when I saw the plum cake, I said, well, one of these two will be the first of the two that one of those will be the ones I will either inaugurate this pipe with. So anyway, I again wanted to say thank you to Tim for that magnanimous gift. I'm probably going to be shutting down my channel and opening up a tobacco store here pretty soon. Kind of, changing my career here pretty soon. Oh man, that is good. Man, this beautiful pipe, boy, let me tell you, it's so robust. I like the acrylic stem, This is, wow. I don't know if you can see the grain on that. Again, it's kind of a tortoiseshell, kind of a grain to it. At least I call it tortoiseshell. I like this little kind of emblem here, not emblem, but this design here. Wow. So, okay, I wanted to, maybe, I know this is going to be a long video, and I kind of apologize, sort of, kind of. But I wanted to say, comparing and contrasting the two diets, because believe it or not, there really is kind of a lot of overlap. And, one thing I did, I just took now again, I think my glucometer might be broken. My little kitty cat was playing with it the other day and knocked it off the shelf, and I dropped it once. And I asked the pharmacist, I said, if you drop them, does that kind of mess them up? And he goes, it can. So I probably have to get a new one because the readings are all over the place. But I noticed that after I eat, normally your glucose goes up. Now, when I've been fasting, I'm still doing the fasting thing. It seems to go high. It's a little over 100. But I just had what I had was, interestingly enough, you can have the bread that they recommend is the Ezekiel bread, which is, again, I haven't done bread I've been doing, last week, my last meal, let's see, what was that? I had some chocolate overflow cake. Oh, I haven't had that in years. I kind of knew that this whole little this little binge was coming to an end, so I said, well, in fact, I got it on the way home from the dentist of all things. Anyway, I ate half of it over the course of a couple of days, and I got rid of the rest of it. Very wasteful, I know, very wasteful. But at least it's something I won't wear, at least most of it. But normally when you eat bread products and stuff, your insulin goes sky high. So tonight I had another bowl of my bean stew, and I had an avocado sandwich with lots of vegetables on it, a little bit of cayenne pepper. Man, I'm stuffed. I mean, the old Padre, when he gets into his bad eating habits, I mean, I can eat. Oh, it's almost shameful what I can eat, and it's terrible. I think about it. And I'm not beating myself up anymore. But when you compare and contrast this new way of life, this new way of eating, it's like, okay, I had one bowl of the chowder or the bean soup or whatever, bean stew, and one avocado sandwich, 1. I like to have seconds. I'm a big seconds kind of a guy. Always have been. You know, if 1's good, 2 is better, right? Anybody else feel that way? So anyway, what nice clouds. Oh, look at that. The cloud of knowing. So tonight I had Ezekiel bread, and that's supposed to be truly a whole grain bread. It's not a fake bread. It's the real deal. And like I said, so I had that, and I went and tested my blood sugar, and I was expecting to be clear over 100. It was 98. Again, it could be the glucometer is off, but anyway, I noticed that last night after I ate that it was under 100. But in my fasting, it goes over 100, and then over the day as the fast continues until I break the fast, it will slowly go down towards 100. But anyway, usually up until my relapse of bad eating, it would be under 80, 90, 70, you know, every morning. It was great. It's like, oh, this is good. Didn't feel that great, but my blood sugar seemed to be under control. So anyway, but I noticed that there's a lot of overlap between a quote-unquote paleo diet and a quote-unquote plant-based diet. Now, I know some people say, "Ah, you turned vegan. You know, we knew you would." You know, well, hold on a second. And it's not really turning anything really. Hold on a second. I want to get the old. See if I can get this. The problem with bent stem pipes is they do get that gurgle in there, and that's just why God made good old-fashioned pipe cleaners. Ooh, look at that! How beautifully! I wish you could see how beautifully that just fit right back on there. Wow, that's great. Perfect. She's a good smoking machine. She's a good girl. So anyway, but some of the oral overlaps, it's funny because there's a lot of, they have a lot of things in common, believe it or not. Now, a lot of people want to vilify, say, paleo, and they want to call it the high protein diet. Well, technically, it's not a high protein diet, it's a high fat diet. But it's supposed to be good fats, the good fats that are supposed to be good for you. And to some extent, I do believe that a lot of, and I've tried this before, that butter, real grass-fed butter, helped a lot with my arthritis. And I'm a little nervous that if my arthritis comes back, I might have to compromise. I don't know, because of the inflammation. So we'll see. Also, if you're having bad heartburn, a little pat of butter will sometimes really help calm that down. Followed by, if it really is really bad, I had two unfortunately, when I was doing my holiday eating relapse here. I got 2 nights, got really bad indigestion, and so I tried the butter, and that helped a little bit, but then I had to do baking soda on top of that. So, you know, a little glass of baking soda, that really calmed it down. But I don't like taking those anti-acid things, especially the really powerful ones like, oh, I can't remember them now. Is it Zantac? Is that one of them? And I'm not talking about just Rolaids. That's not good for you either. But the problem is that if you shut down the acid producing things in your stomach, then you're going to develop a good old-fashioned case of constipation. And some of those ones that are like they have like a 24-hour, or they, you know, anyway, they will shut you down for so long, so when you eat your next meal or two, you're not really digesting anything. And oh man, talk about, that's miserable. So try to do natural remedies if you can. So anyway, both the paleo and the plant-based have basically been attractive to me because they're natural things that you can do with food that can improve your system. You can improve your life. And for the most part, you know, again, I would say that up until recently, the paleo thing was really, really working for me really well. But unfortunately, something, you know, maybe again, I hate to say it, but maybe for a younger person or a person that has better genetics, I don't know. But again, the paleo diet was really a high vegetable. It was supposed to be high fat, but it was it had a lot of vegetables to it as well. It's supposed to. But I don't think maybe a lot of people followed it that way. But I always saw it as, because I would always have a salad with whatever meat dish that I was having. So, you know, it seemed to work for a while. But, you know, I did like, I liked lots of, you know, I'd like to maybe have 2 pieces of a protein and then a little, not a little salad, but a moderate salad. And anyway, so, anyway, yeah, plum cake. And it kind of goes with this this herbal tea, actually, kind of surprisingly well. So I don't know what's going to happen. We'll have to wait. Both of these doctors say that it takes about 6 weeks before some real results. I mean, you'll start to feel better. Like, I feel kind of a little better than I have been in the last few days. But, you know, again, I'm still feeling kind of not quite right. But I gotta be honest with you, this is really a nice treat, this pipe. Haven't had I had a pipe a couple weeks ago. I think I made a video about a week ago, I guess, a couple days ago. And so anyway, so I guess I'll bring this finally to a close. I thought it would only be fair that I actually inaugurated the pipe in the video as opposed to making another video. But who knows? Maybe I'll feel a little bit better and I'll make another video. You know, and the other thing too is that, as all of you know, it takes time to make a video. I mean, a good one. And especially when I like to do all my little green screen special effects and things like that. I like doing it, but it takes time. And especially if I'm talking about more, you know, kind of political things or religious things or philosophical things, you know, sometimes I like to put a little bit more thought into them and do a little bit better production quality instead of just rambling like I'm doing now. Boy, that's good. That is so good. Plum cake. You know, I heard an awful lot about this in my earlier years. I haven't heard that much about it lately. But I don't know if you have tried plum cake. What do you think? Is it a thumbs up for you? I know it's a thumbs up for me. It just gets better and better and better. Man, that's good. That is a very satisfying pipe tobacco. I would definitely say, without a doubt, that it is most definitely, absolutely delicious. Again, thanks to Tim. Thanks to all of you for watching. Have a great evening. Light up your world. Light up your pipe. We'll see you next time. So long for now. Arrivederci.